Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you all for being here. If we get a couple supervisors to sit down, we can get the show on the road. Thank you, Supervisor Zane. So I'm very glad you're here this morning. This is the first time we've had a welcoming committee. Thank you for getting through that and making your way here. We really appreciate it. I'd like to thank you also. So many of the tables, we've never had so much turnout. Many of you were very gracious and allowed other people to sit at your tables, so many of the tables are at 12. So thank you as table sponsors. If you've been able to take in a few people, you enabled them to attend. Before we get underway, I'd like to ask that everyone please remain in your seats and refrain from any disruptive comments or displays during today's event presentations. We have a lot of important information to share, and we want to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to hear it. We appreciate your cooperation and respect for others in attendance, and please enjoy the event. Now I'd like to thank the companies that provide the major support for economic development here. Thank you to our presenting sponsors, Exchange Bank, Luther Burbank Savings, Pure Luxury, who provided our bus service this morning, PG&E, Redwood Credit Union, Sonoma Raceway, and Tri-Counties Bank. Please join me in a round of applause for our major sponsors. Our recognition and thanks also go to C Media and the County Information Systems Department for their technical expertise in preparing the broadcast. Today's program will be broadcast at 6:30 tonight on KRCB Radio, and a video of the entire event will be available for viewing on the county website within the week. The Board of Supervisors has asked that we use locally sourced food wherever possible, and I'm pleased to say that Steve Young, the general manager of the DoubleTree Hotel, has embraced that. And so most of the food you're eating is locally sourced and or naturally made in Sonoma County. The placards on your table, you've got placards on your table that show you who's provided them. I'd also like to send a welcome to the many city, state, and federal officials that have joined us this morning. As your name is called, please stand or wave, and so we can acknowledge and thank you for your service. And for the rest, for the audience, please wait till we get through the entire list before offering your applause. So let's begin with our Board of Supervisors. Susan Gorin. David Rabbit. Stand up, David, take a bow. Yeah. Shirley Zane. James Gore. And Efren Carrillo. For Congressman Jared Huffman, Rosanna Barra. State Senator Mike McGuire, is he around? It's kind of usually see him out roundabout. Assembly Member Bill Dodd is here, I believe. Thank you, Assembly Member. For Assembly Member Mark Levine, Janelle Wetstein, and for Jim Wood, Ed Sheffield. I saw Ed was here. Our District Attorney, Jill Ravitch, and County Clerk Recorder Assessor Bill Rousseau, I saw was here. Thanks, Bill. The Mayor of the City of Cotati, John Moore, and Council Member Mark Landman. City of Healdsburg, the Mayor, Tom Chambers. From the City, and Eric Cedric, Council Member. From City of Petaluma, Council Member David King and Kathy Miller. City of Rohnert Park, I saw Gina Belforte is here. Council Member Ami Ahanatu, got it right this time. Joe Callanan and Pam Stafford. From the City of Santa Rosa, I saw Tom Schwedhelm was here, Vice Mayor of the city, along with Council Member John Sawyer. City of Sebastopol, Patrick Slater. Sorry? Mayor. Oh my goodness, sorry about that. Let's honor our Mayor, John Sawyer, please. Nicely done, John. City of Sonoma, Gary Edwards. And from the town of Windsor, I saw the mayors here, Mark Milan, along with council members Dominic Popoli and Bruce Oprepke. I saw them as well here. From our Office of Education, the elected superintendent of schools, Steve Harrington, and the elected board of Gina Kuklis, Herman Hernandez, Peter Costas, Andrew Leonard, and I saw Lisa Whitke Schaffner come in this morning. From the Rickon Valley School Board of Trustees, Katie Barr, and while they're not elected, we do have two of our university presidents here, Frank Chong from the Santa Rosa Junior College and Roy Hurd from Empire College. Anybody that I've missed? Okay, oh my goodness. Yes, Sebastopol, how did I do that? Sarah, I'm sorry, Sarah. Sarah Glade-Gurney, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, let's give them a round of applause. On each of your tables is a brand new copy of our economic and community indicators. These are used for talent attraction, business attraction, and many other purposes. You can download a free copy at our website, sonomaedb.org. These are good times in Sonoma County. In fact, these are really good times. We have a record number of people in work. Over 205,000 people this year are working in Sonoma County. First time we really gone over that 200,000 mark. We just completed our survey of executives regarding business confidence. It's at the highest level we've ever seen in our 16 years of doing that survey. And we have our new record for hotel occupancy. It's 76% in Sonoma County. That is phenomenal. Normally good occupancy, 60, 65. So to be at 76 is phenomenal. And we're ahead of all our 8 or 9 comparable counties we compare ourselves with in terms of hotel occupancy. And you saw in the Press Democrat, over the last 5 years, hotel revenue has increased by 75%. So we have a lot to do in terms of shared prosperity and inclusive economic development, but we've come a long way from the recession of 5 or 6 years ago. We thought you'd also like to hear a little bit about what our city governments and educational institutions have been up to over the past year, so I thought I'd give you a little summary and start out with the city of Cloverdale. Cloverdale, the big effort there was addressing the drought, and the city spearheaded an impressive water conservation effort that increased water savings 38% over the 2015 base year, as well as allowing for an accelerated schedule for improving Cloverdale's drinking water. In Healdsburg, the big success was with, listen to these words, transportation infrastructure, including the completion of a $32 million rehabilitation of the Memorial Bridge and the approval of the city's first roundabout, a $7.7 million project expected to begin construction this spring. For Petaluma, the big thrust was in the area of business retention and attraction, the unveiling of the business toolkit with loads of information needed to start, expand, or relocate a business. We've got a cheering committee out there now. The toolkit also promotes Petaluma's unique business advantage to support ongoing business attraction efforts. Rohnert Park met the housing shortage head-on. More than 300 badly needed apartments were completed, and construction began on 300 single-family homes. 3,000 more units are planned. The city's can-do attitude was recognized when one called it the county's darling when it comes to doing business with the city. Santa Rosa focused on addressing housing, homelessness, and economic development issues facing the city, ultimately to result in improving processes at every point in the permitting and entitlement system. Additionally, Santa Rosa was honored by qualifying for the 2015 list of Millikan Institute's best performing cities. Sebastopol concentrated on promoting the city as a great place to shop and visit, including several online tools such as searchable business directories and a new visitor website, the Sebastopol Pedline, and a parking lot to encourage visitors to get out of their cars and walk around. Sonoma focused on expanding partnerships with other local agencies such as the Sonoma Valley Chamber, Sonoma Valley Visitors Bureau, and the Tourism Improvement District. A key development was shifting Sonoma's economic development program from the city to the Chamber of Commerce. Windsor developed a new branding and marketing campaign to be launched this spring. The campaign includes a collection of various images that highlight the business community and quality of life, a series of 7 videos, and an interactive blog-style website. In the world of education, to address a national teacher shortage, the Sonoma County Office of Education helped launch the North Coast School of Education, a one-stop shop for teacher credentialing, induction, and training. SCO's emphasis is on the 21st century teachers, and its promotion of maker education, the maker movement, recently earned praise from the White House. Santa Rosa Junior College was reaffirmed of its full accreditation by the Accrediting Commission for Community and Junior Colleges of the Western Association of Schools and Colleges. That's a mouthful. And recently, intensive planning for Measure H bond work got underway to analyze how to use funds for new technology and for construction and renovation at the junior college campus. Sonoma State's Wine Business Institute is an inspiring innovation of public-private partnership, the university and the wine industry, preparing for more than 1,000 students every year for leadership careers in the wine world, both locally and globally. In 2016, construction begins on the Wine Spectator Learning Center, an education and industry hub designed around advanced technology classrooms, a student commons and gardens, and a collaborative space for faculty and business leaders. Empire College received its third national recognition with distinction from the President's Higher Education Commission. The Sonoma County Board of Supervisors also recognized Empire's Board of Directors as the 2015 recipient of the Jefferson Award for their excellence in community leadership and civic engagement. This has been a busy year for the Economic Development Board as well. We've assisted in direct ways more than 550 businesses. We've worked with those businesses, several of them, to get tax credits. We were able to get almost $3 million in tax credits for local companies. Those companies, in return, will spend $93 million here and hire 625 employees over the next several years. Along with the improving economy, and the EDB, in collaboration with the Workforce Investment Board, has helped address the growing workforce and employment needs we have in a booming economy. Knowing that companies are in need of skilled workers, the Workforce Board annually invests in an average of $500,000 into a workforce training through its JobLink program, serving about 5,000 individuals a year. In 2015, the Workforce Board brought in new funding for industry-specific projects and began building new programs for critical needs. Additionally, through a program known as On-the-Job Training, we've placed around 69 people with Sonoma County companies to connect needed skill sets with available workers. These trainings account for an impressive $500,000 worth of new federal and state funds coming into local Sonoma County companies. We know that federal laws prohibit a lot of the startup companies from getting loans. It's just the way the federal government has regulated them. But we know that companies can't get started without money. So we came up with a microloan program and began working with a group called Workforce Solutions, Working Solutions, and we were able to get this year $624,000 in microloans to 29 companies. These were companies that could not get money from the banks. They would not have gotten started. So it's a small start, 29 companies, but it's a great, we hope to keep growing this over the next severoll years. Now here's one of the businesses, and I'll try my Spanish here, Taqueria Mocajetes. Got a $40,000 microloan to start their restaurant in Roseland. Another program at the EDB, Creative Sonoma, had its first year of operation in 2015. Creative Sonoma was established to support the arts industry in Sonoma County. Creative Sonoma had 20 events this year, including forums, workshops, and community meetings, attracting nearly 1,000 people. Also, at the direction of the Board of Supervisors, Creative Sonoma administered a $100,000 youth grant with more than 1,400 youth participating in 12 sites around the county. In 2015, the EDB became the site for the Napa Sonoma Small Business Development Center, known as the SBDC. The SBDC provides support for small businesses and entrepreneurs through free counseling, mentoring, training, and so forth. This year alone, the SBDC assisted more than 300 Sonoma County businesses and hosted 69 workshops at the EDB office. We also continue to support the emerging craft beverage business, and early in 2015 hosted a conference for more than 400 attendees focused on this booming industry. Looking ahead to the new year, we're excited, kind of related to the craft beverages, will be our restaurant week. We're having our 7th restaurant week starting on March 7th to 13th. Last year we generated about $3.5 million during this off-season week, and we hope to exceed that this year in new business for our restaurants. We're also looking forward to the formation of 2 new business councils, one for agriculture and one for leisure and hospitality, to help companies with the problems they have around workforce, permits, and so forth. We'll be seeking applications for people to serve on that, and we would welcome applications from you as these are announced. We know that many companies and employers are desperate for talented employees. Accordingly, we'll be upgrading our talent attraction website with a range of new features to help local companies get the talented employees they need to succeed. We'll also be working on a new 5-year economic strategic plan for this area, and I look forward to sharing the details of this plan as it unfolds later this year. So now to come to one big project the EDB will be rolling out this year, the Year of the Entrepreneur. Recognizing that entrepreneurism and innovation do not happen in vacuums, evidence supports that developing an entrepreneurial ecosystem creates an accessible and encouraging environment for entrepreneurism to flourish. You know that Sonoma County historically has been a county of entrepreneurs. It's what has made our economy so strong, and we want to do everything we can to maintain and grow that. Interested in increasing the county's support for entrepreneurial ventures, we decided to develop this Year of the Entrepreneur to dedicate a year to celebrating and building an entrepreneurial ecosystem in Sonoma County. Planning for this effort came from a 15-member group, half entrepreneurs, half professional service people. and they developed a plan that was received strong support from the Sonoma County Board of Supervisors and is now getting underway. We'll kick off this with a number of events starting this spring. And we had the task force design the action plan, and they came up with the logo you see here for the Entrepreneur, Year of the Entrepreneur, focusing on inspiring people, solving problems, and having a pitch contest at the end with prizes. This website was developed by One Day Labs in one day, which is pretty amazing. And we have a number of the people, I think, from that task force. If any of them are here, if you'll stand up, we'd like to give you some applause for your work. Please stand if you're here. Also, I'd like to thank the early supporters of this initiative, including Zenergy Works, the Dell Foundation, and the Tony Crabb and Barbara Garesti Foundation for leading the way with supporting this effort.